Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Yeah. Hey, good morning,
everyone, and welcome to your Friday edition of the morning show, where Jeremiah just confessed that he feeds his child ranch dressing for breakfast.
Hey, he likes his condiments, okay?
What?
And like I have seen the kid drink ranch out of a ranch cup before at your business.
Hey,
even.
listen.
You
So
know?
do adults.
So yeah.
It's the international drink of Southern Ohio, didn't you know?
Yeah. So
Ranch dressing.
the wife messaged me and said that the little guy was having some kind of reaction this morning, had red blotches on him.
From his ranch dressing.
That's the only thing that's different. Well, Hidden Valley. Okay.
Are you going to tell him that he can't have ranch dressing now?
Well, no, he can, because he was fine with the other ranch. It was like
Okay.
great value. So apparently there's a preservative or something maybe in the Hidden Valley that's causing the reaction. So
Oh, so he's got to.
she's going to take him to the urgent care today to see.
Or
So
if
he's had this happen before.
Mhm.
It was drumstick ice cream.
Wait. Oh,
Like-
not drumstick like chicken,
No,
like drumstick like
like
the ice
yeah,
cream.
ice
thing.
cream.
Okay, I got you.
So some kind of preservative in it
Probably.
caused him to get all blotchy. She
The
said
good news-
she said he's acting fine. You know, he's not swelling up or anything. He's just got weird blotches on him.
He's just colorful today.
Just colorful this morning.
No, I think the good news is about with kids, and I can remember when I was little, I was super allergic to anything orange,
Mm.
like orange juice, orange popsicles, whatever. And the doctor told mom, he said, I remember, he's like, my daughter is the same way. She'll outgrow it, and I did. So
Right.
I
So
think that
hopefully
a lot of
he'll.
times they just outgrow.
Yeah, we
things like that.
had an allergy panel done after the ice cream incident, and everything else came. He's fine.
Okay.
Even the fish, shellfish,
Okay.
stuff. All
Good
that was
deal.
good. So
Except for ranch dressing.
apparently there must be some kind of different preservative in the Hidden Valley that's different from I think it was Great Value Ranch, because he had a big bottle of it, and then somebody had got him for his birthday a big bottle of Hidden Valley, and anyway, he likes it on everything right now. That's the face.
It's the thing. Yeah, I know. My niece is a
He
little
dips.
girl.
He dips everything in it.
It's like French fries and things are just a vessel to eat condiments.
Yeah, like I look over and he likes handfuls of ranch.
Yeah. So do adults. It's okay, Jeremiah.
I'm telling you, last
don't
time
blame
we
you.
was
I like it.
last time we was over at 6 Cents, we got him a cup of ranch to go with his pizza bread,
Uh-huh.
and I looked over at one point and he was just drinking it out of the cup. So
Hey, it's okay. Whatever
It's all
floats
right.
his boat. Hey, at least
So-
he's eating something, right?
that's right.
It's hard enough to
yes.
get kids to eat.
No, he likes to eat. He here lately seems like he's just eating everything.
He must be growing.
He must be. He must be.
He's so
because
tall as it is.
He is. He is very tall, and when he was born, they told us. Well, before he was born, according to the, whatever the ultrasound or the scans or whatever, they said he was going to be short. But I was like, me and my wife are kind of tall, so
He's. I don't know. There's some long legs on that kid.
yeah.
So
Anyhow, so we're here to.
you. Welcome.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. Finally made it. It's been a busy week, Jen. I covered 4 meetings this week.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a lot. We got Oak Hill graduation tonight. I'll be going down to.
Okay.
And Pete will talk a little more about that. But I can say that it was scheduled to be out on Davis Stadium.
Yeah.
And earlier in the week, they moved it indoors to the gym.
Okay.
And I think because of the weather, he had a chance of weather, but then I don't know, hopefully maybe they'll change their mind and move it back out.
You
maybe
never
the weather
know.
has changed.
It was raining on me as I drove in this morning, though. So.
Right, but I think it's supposed to wrap up, this afternoon. But
fingers crossed.
last time I covered graduation in Oak Hill High School was 2019.
Okay.
So it's been a few years. It's always challenging as a journalist to cover something indoors because of the lighting, especially in gymnasiums. And I was looking back at the pictures I took, and they were not good. I told Pete to bear with me, and I would do my best. Do my best. So.
Doesn't someone else graduate tonight as well?
Benton County High School will graduate tonight, and as far as we know, that's going to be on the football field.
Jackson Wellston next week.
And that'll pretty much wrap up the school year for all the kids.
And then local colleges, I think OU graduates tomorrow.
I'm not sure about colleges. Yeah, Raya was last week.
I think OU's this week.
Remember that one. So yeah, all the kids will be heading into that summer break. So. That's always exciting. That then the pools will be opening and Memorial Day weekend usually. And
can you believe it?
It's hard to believe it. Speaking of water, Jen, don't know if you saw my morning coffee news quiz question this week, but it was: can you name what took a swim in Jackson Lake over the weekend?
I saw that and I did not know the answer, but evidently a lot of people did. But then because I was behind in catching up with my news articles. So I believe it was a pickup truck.
That is right. Show him, Dylan. Show him the pickup truck in the lake here.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we're going to start things with this morning. Yeah, so just an accident, Jen, is all it is. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office took a call on Sunday evening, May 12th at approximately 9:55 p.m. This picture was taken the following morning regarding a truck that ended up sunk in Jackson Lake. Tyler Yanaz called advising that while out fishing, his friend's truck jumped out of gear and ended up in the lake. The truck was owned by Adam Kahn, and they advised authorities that the truck had sunk to the point that you could barely see it in the lake. A unit from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources arrived on scene and advised that the truck was fully submerged in the lake. And then the following day, that's when they took this picture. This was Monday morning because I had a few people message me, "Hey, they're pulling a vehicle out of the lake." They didn't know what was going on.
What is happening?
Yeah, and so this was on Monday, May 13th. A diver from the Wilson Fire Department water rescue team went out, dove down to help assist crews get it hooked up. And then they were able to pull that truck out of the lake. And then we really didn't have any more information. And I'd reached out to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. And yesterday, they sent me a report, a single-page report, Jen, with not a whole lot of information on it.
Not much excitement on there, huh?
Not too much information. The report, it was an instant report. And to be honest, I'm glad I didn't wait around for this report.
It doesn't tell you much. Huh?
Yeah, it doesn't tell you much. Just says that is a Dodge. It was a 1998 Dodge 3500 pickup truck. With a flatbed there on the back that they ended up in the lake and had to be pulled from the lake.
I'm curious though about environmental cleanup. Was there a concern about that?
There's no mention.
Oil leaking,
right. There's no mention of any of that on this report.
Because there's obviously a lot
I'm
of
sure
fish
there was right. I'm sure there was
probably
probably a worry with that. So I don't know if anything kind of got out or not. I mean, it was in there for a while because
overnight,
those overnight because it happened almost 10 o'clock at night, and then they were out there early the next morning getting it out with the crews. So. Anyhow, that was the answer to our morning coffee news quiz that I keep forgetting to post. I want to post on Monday mornings, Jen, and the last 2 or 3 weeks I keep failing, and I post it later in the week.
Okay.
But
why are those two guys walking down the street? Well, they're pickup trucks in the middle of the lake, the bottom of the lake.
Yeah,
Somebody give
thank
him a
you.
ride.
Yeah, thank you to Oak Hill Police Chief Davey Ward. He sent me that photo. He's got a drone.
Oh,
So he
okay.
was out there
Yeah,
taking
because that
pictures. He had sent me some additional photos. There was another one where you could see it in the lake, and you could just see like the top of the truck, but it was underwater. But you can see like the outline of the top of the truck.
I want to know who's the poor unfortunate soul that had to go into the lake to hook it up.
Somebody from the water rescue crew up there. I'm not sure. I didn't have names for the diver there, but
I want to know if it's still usable.
it's
That's a
sitting
fair
in water
question.
that long. I'd say
Probably
probably
not.
not.
Uh,
I'd say water got into places that
Yeah,
makes it not usable.
not good.
So, moving on from that. So that happened on Sunday. We're going to talk about some stuff that happened at the Jackson School Board meeting.
Okay.
This was on Tuesday evening, May 14th. I had a school board meeting in Wellston on Monday, so we'll have some stuff coming up from that. But I wanted to talk about some stuff at the Jackson meeting because they had some notable like higher positions in the school district, some hirings
Oh,
and
okay.
changes.
Good.
So the first one I want to mention that was notable was Jackson City School Treasurer Jared Bunning is leaving the district.
Oh, okay.
So Jared has been with the district 2.5 years in the position as treasurer, and he'll be changing out that red tie, Jen, for a green one.
What?
Any guesses where he's going?
Green. Let's see. That could be Athens.
Yeah, he's heading to Athens City School District. So he's from Athens County.
Okay. That
And
makes sense then.
he was offered a position as treasurer for Athens City Schools. And, it's closer to home. He said that once he makes that transition, he'll be like 10 minutes from the house.
Oh, cool.
So, and he's got 2 young kids, and they're starting to get into sports and other things. And he
Makes
said
sense.
that, by the time he travels home from here, he'd miss a lot of that. So now he'll be
Yeah.
closer to home, be able to participate and watch, his kids involved in different activities. And that was kind of why he decided to leave and take that position closer to home.
Love it.
So the board accepted his resignation during that meeting on Tuesday, and during that same meeting, they also, so this was something else they did with Mr. Bunning. During the meeting, they accepted his resignation with an effective date of July 31st.
Okay.
Additionally, the board asked him to relinquish his title of treasurer during the month of July, and during that time, he will report to the board as a financial consultant.
Okay.
He has been with the school district 2.5 years, which I'd already mentioned, and during that same meeting, later in the meeting under new business, they voted to employ a new treasurer. So a Teresa McGinnis was employed under a 2-year contract.
Okay.
That contract will go through July 1st this year through June 30th of 2026. And McGinnis, if you can put that picture back up there again, Dylan, we'll talk about that one next. McGinnis there is standing next to Bunning. She's a familiar face to the school district as she previously worked in the treasurer's office as a payroll clerk from 2018 to 2020. She left the Jackson City Schools in May of 2020 to take a position as treasurer of the Athens Meigs Educational Service Center.
Okay.
And so now she's back to serve as treasurer for the Jackson City School District.
Very good.
So we welcome her back, and she said that she she was thankful for the opportunity and looked forward to getting things started.
Cool.
So that's a notable change in the Jackson City School District. You go ahead and throw that other picture up there, Dylan, that you had. So it was during last month's board meeting, the April meeting, it was announced that Jackson Middle School Principal Mark Brewerman was resigning. He had been with the school district as the middle school principal for 18 years, Jen.
That's crazy.
And he'd been hired to serve as the dean of students at the Buckeye Hills Career Center. And so they had to find a replacement for him.
Yes.
So the assistant principal, who's there in the white top and the red pants,
Yep.
that is Tara Richards.
Yes.
She was serving as the assistant principal at Jackson Middle School. She was hired as the new principal. So she'll be the new principal under a 2-year contract. And she's been a part of the school district for 24 years, serving in different positions from teacher to counselor over the years. And there in the center, for those watching on the TV, that's Jackson City Schools Superintendent Phil Howard. And next to him, the gentleman in the blue suit there and the glasses, that is your new assistant principal. That is Douglas Poge. He is the longtime Portsmouth High School principal.
Okay.
And he is leaving being a Trojan to become an Ironman.
Okay.
And he was hired for the position of assistant principal at Jackson Middle School. He received a 1-year contract. And so both of those individuals will oversee the operations this coming school year at Jackson
Awesome.
Middle
Well,
School.
Congratulations.
So congratulations to both of them.
I know Tara's super excited about it.
Yeah, and there was a number of other stuff that happened at the Jackson School Board meeting, as well as the Wellston one, and we'll have all that coverage in the Telegram. Been working, trying to dig myself out, because there was a lot of, also a lot of student recognition that happened at the
Yes.
Jackson School Board meeting, and just a lot of they had some new teachers that were
Mhm.
hired as well, and a lot of those contracts that they, renew each year, was a lot of personnel matters
Yes.
took place during these meetings. So we'll be covering all that in the Telegram, and maybe when I'm in next week, we can talk about some of that as well.
Very good.
Want to move on. We was talking before the show started about the pooch that was rescued from the swamp in
Puppy.
Jefferson Township. We got some
Aw,
pictures of the
poor
rescue,
babies.
courtesy of the Madison Jefferson
Yeah.
fire department.
You just never know what call you're going to get.
Never
do you?
know. Yeah, so that's Daniel Parker. He's an assistant chief there at the Madison Jefferson Fire Department. You can see him escorting the dog out. That dog, which is a doodle, brown in color, got tangled up in the vegetation out in the swamp.
Mhm.
It was out on the west side of Franklin Valley Bridge near 1616 Franklin Valley Road
Aw.
in Jefferson Township. You can see in this picture, if you look really hard, it's like a Where's Waldo. You can see Daniel Baker back there in the thick of things, along with the Jackson County Assistant Dog Warden, Ben Bragg.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, so Jackson County Dog Warden Jennifer Hughes was telling me that Ben, he's a little on the short side. And when he went out, there's places in that swamp that are 5 foot or more.
Oh my god.
And it's uneven out there,
Yes.
So sometimes she said
Oh.
that he would trip up and almost go under.
Yeah.
And she said, thank goodness the firefighter was out there with him.
Yes.
And,
It
so any
was a good outcome to
good
what could
outcome.
have been a really bad situation.
yes, they ventured out into the swamp there to save the troubled canine, and then result was successful rescue there for Buddy. That's Buddy the Doodle.
Buddy, stay out of the
And,
swamp, man.
Buddy was reunited with his family, and anyhow, it was just a good outcome there. Jennifer Hughes there at the who's the dog warden, brought this story to my attention, and we
Yes.
looked into it, was able to get the details, and we'll probably have this in our Saturday edition. But that happened. The call was at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, May 15th. The fire department went out, and like I said, the dog had been entangled in that vegetation and was just exhausted.
Well, and
Had
the
to
thing
be-
is, they had to work fast because it gets dark.
Right.
So
Not too far from dark. I mean, sunset nowadays is like 8:30 or so.
right.
So they had to work quickly to get that. And
Oh,
Jennifer
buddy.
Hughes, who is the Jackson County Dog Warden, she said, I just think it's important for people to understand that we do more than write tickets for failure to license. We care about people and dogs in our community. She said, this is not a 9-to-5 type job. We're constantly on
That's the
call
truth.
and sacrifice time with our families when there are emergencies like this.
They
So
do amazing work. It's a thankless job, and if you see them out and about, maybe say, "Hey, thanks for what you do,"
Right,
because
right.
it never ends.
it never ends. And they're always looking for some help. She invited the community, members of the community, to come volunteer at the Jackson County Dog Pound sometime.
Absolutely, you're
She
more than
noted
welcome.
the staff's there every morning, starting at 8 a.m., taking care of the dogs. And she said if people haven't seen the facility, they should come out for a visit. They're always wanting folks to come out and take the dogs for a walk, or
Yes,
you
just
know, help
get them.
take care. So
Hey, speaking of, this is a really good segue.
Mhm.
So Jen and I got together end of this week, and we were just chatting about at Sixth Sense, we're very into helping our animals and our furry friends and all that. So we actually just rando decided to Monday evening, from 5 to 7, we're going to do a Pups on the Patio event
Pups on the patio. I remember
where
those from last year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but here's the deal. We want to bring as many pound dogs in as we can. It helps them. Number one, it's just good for them. It's good for their minds and their spirit.
Socialize.
Gets them
Yeah.
socialized, whatever. And then people get to meet them and maybe form a bond with them. I don't know that we've ever had an event where at least one dog didn't get adopted.
Very good.
So we're going to do that 5 to 7 on Monday night. It is supposed to be a gorgeous evening at the new Sixth Sense, 275 Portsmouth Street. But if you can find it within your heart to maybe kind of like be the handler of a pound puppy for a couple hours on Monday night, they could certainly use the volunteers as well. And, get a hold of me, get a hold of the dog warden. And basically they want you to come out, pick up a dog and bring it in and then take it back.
Okay.
If possible.
Right.
So,
Very good.
you just have to kind of sign a paper, and I've done it numerous times, and it works out really, really well. In fact, the last one that I took, I was having a hard time not taking him home, and a friend of mine, her mom came and fell in love with him and adopted him right there, and I was
Nice.
like sad but happy all at the same time. You
Right.
know what I mean? And
Right.
so it worked out really, really well for that. So
I know they did several of those.
yeah,
Those what is it? I done forgot the
Pups on the Patio.
Pups on the patio. They did several of those at different places around the county
Yes.
last year.
Yep.
And they're always really, I guess, successful events.
Yes, they are. Oh, and by the way, Jen, our dog warden, will be there to do a microchipping. I think it's $20.
Okay.
And you can buy dog tags, dog licenses. You can, just talk with them about adoption or, any related issues that you have. They will be there on site for that as well.
Okay.
And it'll just be fun. And here's the deal. I haven't talked to my husband about that. If you come and you go out and you get a pound puppy, we'll give you a discount on something. How's that? If you want to eat and drink, we'll fix you up.
There you go. Very good, Jen. Sounds
I
good.
probably just got myself in trouble.
Maybe.
No, it's worth
You
it.
can ask for forgiveness later. It'll be
Yes,
all right.
it's totally worth it. And yeah, that would be a good thing. So, all right, I
Okay.
digress, but actually it was a good segue.
It was a
into
good
that.
segue, yeah. Very good. So this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. This happened. We called in on the show and gave you guys a tour of this. This was the Jackson High School Art Festival.
Yes.
Remember, we was there with the
So
art teacher,
cool.
Sean Gentry, and have walked through. Just wanted to talk about that a little bit again and show you a picture of the Best of Show winner. If you can put that up there, Dylan. This was your Best of Show winner. And let me flip my page here. He printed this on two sides. So this is Maya. Is it? I don't want to mess up the name.
Maya Dummett.
Dummett.
Dummett, yeah.
Maya Dummett. She was the Best of Show winner this year, and you can see her standing next to her piece there that was entitled "Early Bird." And I got to talk to her briefly about her piece. It was a mixed media piece of artwork. And I asked her about her inspiration for the piece, and she explained to me that she's not a very good sleeper.
It's how we all feel in the morning.
Yeah,
when the alarm
and,
goes off.
She said sometimes she wakes up in the middle of the night, or sometimes she sleeps too much, and so she just took the inspiration of having a hard time sleeping, and so she called the piece "Early Bird." So you can kind of see, the girl there holding her head. Man, it's been a long night, and the rooster crowing there, or
Love that.
crowing.
Yeah.
Crowing. And then in the background, you can kind of see there's like clock in the background
It's
there,
really cool.
and it's really, really neat piece. And she said that so she's a senior this year. She said it felt really nice to win Best of Show her final year of art. And she said, I've always worked really hard with my art, and she was glad the judges could see that through her piece. It was mixed media, so that one it's color pencil and graphite is what she used to make that piece.
Okay.
And she thanked her parents for pushing her hard and thanked all of her surrounding peers as well. And she said it just felt really good to get Best of Show this final year. And she just appreciated everybody. So, we talked to Sean Gentry, who was our teacher, and we went around and seen a bunch of the pieces. Don't know, did he send an additional photo or not? So here is all the folks that placed first, second, third that were there that day when I popped by for that and took pictures. There were over 400 pieces of artwork on display this year, and just a number of categories. I believe we're going to have this if it was not in Wednesday, it's definitely in Sunday or Saturday's edition. I know I've seen it recently on the page. I believe it's tomorrow. I think it's in tomorrow's edition because I was looking at copy up there, the pages, proofing them before I came in. But it's always fun to go out to that. And Mr. Gentry, he always has a lot of fun with that. This year it was Pirates of the Caribbean theme. And they always have that in the Jackson High School field house, and usually the place is just filled up with all this different kind of art and the different studies that they do. They had animal studies. Remember there was like the hamburger studies. Remember there was that burger that was good enough to eat.
Yes.
And
sure. I love that you can see the pizza clock back there.
Yeah, and the different clocks. Yeah, so just all kinds of very creative students at Jackson High School, and I know our nearby schools also have art shows. I don't know if we got anything from them this year. Sometimes we get invited out to the other ones. This was an invitation, so we went.
Okay.
Typically, if we get an invitation, we try to go and cover it.
That's awesome.
Just wanted to touch on the winners of that and talk a little bit about that Best of Show winner because we didn't get her on the TV, but wanted to mention it. And I believe she was in art all 4 years of her high school.
As you can tell, so much talent.
A lot of talent there, and so that's everything I have. And Pete Wilson's not made it in yet, so maybe he got a phone call or something.
He might have. Hey, we can talk about Armed Forces Day.
Might have to send Dylan out to get him. Or go see where he's at.
You want to go fetch Pete?
I know he's got a lot to talk about as well.
That's right. Don't forget Armed Forces Day tomorrow.
Yeah, they're having the picnic in the park.
Yeah,
right?
Saturday, May 18th at Manpower Park. It is from, what did they say? I think noon to 4. It's not on this paper.
Hopefully the weather holds out. I don't know what the weather's looking like tomorrow.
We'll see.
Hopefully it holds out. I know today it's been kind of rainy. Don't know how much rain we'll get tomorrow, but hopefully that holds off for them.
It looks like partly cloudy and 79. That's about
good.
as perfect as it could possibly be.
That is very good. Hopefully my yard will get dried out a little bit soon.
And you won't get one of those nasty letters.
Well, I live outside the city, so I'm okay.
Oh. That's a whole other story. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
But this is Armed Forces Day tomorrow, being sponsored by basically all of our local military service organizations. They're all working together on that. They're having a cookout. They're having music, bouncy houses. They said they have like 6 of them for the kids. The VA medical van is going to be there. You can sign up with them. There's going to be a VA claims rep, Army trucks with games, all kind of fun stuff for the kids to do, and a cookout, and it's all free, and anyone is welcome. So bring the kids out for a fun day in Manpower Park tomorrow. They will also have tables of different service organizations and things like that, so you can chat with them then. And so it should be a really, really fun, cool day.
Should be.
And it's free.
And it, honors our local military and vets. So.
And Armed Forces Day, as Pete and I were talking about the other day, is kind of, we have Memorial Day, we have Veterans Day, but Armed Forces Day is kind of like a celebration as well as people who are currently serving, to add them into it, which is really cool.
Right.
That was like magic. You said Pete and he appeared.
Hey, we have ESPN, don't we, Pete?
Yeah. All right. So,
very good.
Dylan, you got the weather?
Speaking
Let's
of
take a weather take a look at this weather forecast. I know they were calling for. See, that says rain, Jen. You were just saying partly cloudy.
It doesn't say rain on my forecast. on my phone.
60% tomorrow. It's gonna
I
rain
don't
all
believe it.
weekend.
No way.
Maybe Dylan pulled the wrong graphic.
No way is that going to be.
70% chance of rain today, 60% chance of rain Saturday, 30% on Sunday. It's just going to be a wash.
So my forecast says nothing about that at all, which goes to show you how much weather forecasts mean. But thank you, Jeremiah. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you. Should see you back here on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. And, so basically, I guess they're saying a small chance of rain. I don't have rain in my forecast. But the great thing is the temperatures are going to be very, very nice and moderate, highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. And that's pretty good for this time of the year, right, Pete?
Well, actually, it's very smart. We've got it covered. Either you're right or he's right.
Yeah, who's right? We'll
Right.
see.
Okay.
Flip a coin.
Well, the last thing that I saw, and we're paying attention because there's lots of outdoor things, outdoor
Lots of
graduations
stuff.
being the big thing here that affects a lot of people. What I saw was cloudy skies until later this evening, in deep into the evening. So we'll see. Of course, as you know, you look at the phone and it's different.
That's right. Stick your head out the outside and you'll know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have you ever seen rain on the phone and you step out and there's sunshine?
Yeah, or vice versa.
Yeah, or vice versa.
Oh, the other day, I literally asked my Alexa. I looked at my phone. It said 0% chance of rain. I was like, I'm going to go out and spray some weeds in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute I got done, it just downpoured. And it said 0% chance of rain. And just pour. I was like, that's probably like $30 worth of Roundup, but cool. Whatever.
All right. Well,
so you never know what
no,
it's going to do.
you never know. And, it is certainly always important to talk about the weather, but we've got 2 outdoor high school graduations tonight.
Yes.
And the last thing that we know is that and this decision was made Wednesday, actually. The Oak Hill graduation, which was scheduled for 8 p.m. at Davis Stadium,
Yes.
which is the football stadium in back of the high school, it has been changed to the gymnasium
Yes.
indoors because at the time that decision was made, I know the forecast, it was looking pretty rainy. And, we still may get that rain. We've had it this morning. And we could get it this evening as well.
Absolutely.
And, it's a big deal on setting up for the graduation.
Well, that's the thing.
like
You can't
that.
just, like, at a spur of the moment, decide what to do.
Well, the advantage of being outside, of course, is, if the weather's nice, it's nice. And, of course, you have more room for seating and like that.
Yes.
And
More
the
people.
venue, the football stadium is a beautiful venue. Jackson, Vinton, and Oak Hill all do it on their football fields. And the disadvantage of going inside, outside of the fact that it's climate controlled and you don't have to worry about rain, is capacity.
Mhm.
Because, graduation is something where, you get extremely high attendance. All the relatives, of course, want to see their relative graduating like that. So,
Sure.
it's always going to be crowded in those indoor venues. And sometimes it's even becomes a ticketed event. It can be anyway.
Yes.
It's not always, but it can be a ticketed event. And so some people may not be able to go, and that's, not a good thing. But anyway, tonight at Oak Hill High School, 8 p.m., it will be in the gymnasium. That decision has been made. It will be, there'll be honor graduates speaking. We want to mention their names. At Oak Hill, George Trace Davis, Max Gentry, Hayden Rife, and Gracie Wolford are the valedictorians.
Okay.
And the salutatorian is Bren Morgan. So they will all be speaking tonight. And at Vinton County High School, their graduation is tonight. And as of this morning, it was outdoors at the football field.
Okay.
Now they put out advisories to kind of, watch the Facebook and the websites and the social media and the robocalls, however they make those announcements. But the Vinton County High School graduation is scheduled for 7 p.m. and right now it's at the football field. If that decision is made to move it inside, at some point or later, it will be inside the gymnasium there at Vinton County High School. And once again, the honor graduates will have a key part in the program at Vinton County High School. The valedictorians are Michael Ramsey and Keaton Travis. The salutatorians are Matthew Hembry and Evan Long. So congratulations to all of them, all of our honor graduates.
Way to
and
go, kids.
good luck to them as not only will the graduates be in the spotlight, but the top academic ranking graduates will have certainly a place of honor in those programs. And so, congratulations to all the graduates from those two high schools. As always, the Telegram, Jennifer, will be doing special coverage of the graduations. Expansive. We're going to be at the graduation ceremonies, taking lots of pictures. Every graduating senior's name will be in the paper, and we'll have a detailed story on the graduation program and see what pearls of wisdom that those graduates drop. What all of our high schools have done now, it's kind of gravitated towards this. Maybe when we were in high school, it was a little different. They've gone away from having a guest speaker because it's already long enough, when all the kids go through the line and get their diplomas. So, and then when you have the honor graduates give their speeches and you do some other things, it can turn into a little bit longer. So rather than having an extra speech in there where, somebody I'm sure feels obligated to come up with a really good one.
Right.
None of our high schools are doing that right now. So our special coverage on Vinton County High School, this will be a 2-page spread, will be in next Wednesday's paper, Jennifer.
Very cool.
And then Oak Hill's special coverage will be in the following Saturday's paper. We want, in each case, the high schools not to compete against each other, but to be one of the main things inside the paper. Yes. And so that's why we spread them out. Next week on Friday evening, both the Wellston High School graduation and the Jackson High School graduation will take place, and their special coverage will come the following week on the succeeding Wednesday and Saturday papers, Wednesday for Jackson and Saturday for Wellston. The Jackson High School graduation is outdoors at Alumni Stadium. And since there's been Alumni Stadium in 2004, I think it is, they have never, ever gone inside. Never.
Oh, boy.
Even though maybe at least once, you could say that maybe it should have happened.
Yeah.
Right.
There's the famous picture of Pete Wilson.
Well, they have been, I have to say this, they've been very fortunate. This is a spring evening, and you're talking about 20 plus years now, and you really only had one that I can remember where there was heavy rain. There was others.
That's to put it mildly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at me. I did my job.
No, it's great. Look. There's Pete with his inside-out umbrella and the mask and the whole 9 yards.
The wind was blowing. This was the year after COVID, so people were wearing masks even inside a stadium.
Yes.
And I didn't have a shiny windbreaker. That is water.
Yes,
dripping down the side there. So
poor Pete.
That's right. A hot shower never felt so good after that night.
I'm thinking your umbrella wasn't doing you a lot of good at that moment.
No, it was. I should have turned it around or something. But anyway, that's the perils of an outdoor graduation, even though I think everybody prefers that if you can pull it off.
Yes.
Now, Wellston has never been outside in recent years, and its graduation will be indoors in the gymnasium.
Okay.
So they don't have to be looking at the cell phones and those advanced forecasts. That's one good thing about doing it that way. But anyway, speaking of graduation, last Saturday, the University of Rio Grande had its graduation commencement ceremony. They had some not so good weather in the morning, but it cleared up and they were able to do it outside. They had it there on the college green, and the speaker, as we had said in our advanced publicity, was Elaine Armstrong. She is a 1986 URC graduate. There she is. She was quite a success story. She was a non-traditional student, took a while to get through because, she had a family, was taking care of a family. Turned out later she was a Rio Grande administrator. So a real Rio Grande success story. She was the guest speaker. We've received some extra information about the commencement, including the names of all the students who graduated from there. A lot of local kids from Jackson and Vinton counties as well there. So that coverage will be coming in a future edition of the Telegram. All right. We want to share some photos that we have. Dylan, I'll queuing you up here of the Her Foods thing. I know we talked about that. Sam Brady talked about that, and Randy Evans talked about that on Wednesday. And I want to identify some of the people in this photo because I don't know how much they bragged themselves up. I'm guessing they bragged up Her Foods a lot more. But the local officials that were involved, and this was a local, regional, state, and of course, Her Foods deserves a lot of credit for deciding to
Sure.
go with
Choosing
Jackson.
us, right?
But this truly was an economic development success story that was going on behind the scenes that goes back several years. These things just don't happen. And this was what they call an attraction project. That means that it was an open competition. They were going to go to the best place that they could because, not only did they want to open a new production facility, but they were even looking to the future for even a major expansion later on.
Right.
Now, that hasn't happened yet. And who knows, we can't predict the future, but that is in the initial plans to do more expansion at this site. But some of these folks here in this picture, if you're looking at it from left to right, you have Jackson County Economic Development Partnership President and CEO Sam Brady. And was there anybody more excited about this than Sam Brady? I'm guessing that he will be munching on Her's cheese curls every night.
Yes.
That's how good he feels about it. Then you have Ohio SE Project Director Gloria Blauvit. Gloria stepped in for Taylor Stepp. Taylor Stepp is from Jackson, and that was his job before he accepted another job,
Yes.
not all that long ago. But Taylor is not in the picture, but I want to mention him because he did a lot of the preliminary work.
Yes.
So he
does a lot of
deserves a lot of credit, and Gloria was on the back end of that. Ohio SE is the regional arm of Jobs Ohio,
Yes.
which is Ohio's economic development agency. All right, then you have Jason Brown, who is one of the members of the Jackson County Economic Development Partnership Board. You have Steve Pritchett, who is an officer as well. You have Commissioner Paul Haller. You have Wellston Mayor Anthony Brenner. You have Kevin McCorkle, who is the plant manager at the Chillicothe Her Foods plant. And
Okay.
he will oversee what's going on in Jackson, too. I'm not sure that he'll be the manager, probably not, but he is going to oversee the transition,
Gotcha.
setting up the plant and all like that, because he knows how the plant is supposed to run. Then behind him, you have John Stabler with the Economic Development Partnership. You have Randy Evans, the mayor of Jackson, of course, and then you have John Hensler, one of the Jackson County commissioners. And so, this truly was, I know it's predictable to say, but it truly did take a team effort
Sure.
to make this happen, because there's tax abatements that are going to have to be approved. They have not formally been approved, but they've been talked about. They know they're coming. They know that this is going to be approved at the legislative level for the commissioners and for the city, and not uncommon, a tax abatement that will help reduce the costs for the conversion, the renovation at the plant there. That building is already there. It's not going to be a new plant. They're not going to expand on it, but they're going to basically redo that building to make cheese curls.
Yes.
So anyway, all that coverage, of course, Jennifer, was in our Wednesday paper. There is a picture. A lot of people probably don't even know that building's there because
You
it's
don't
set so
notice it.
far off
Yeah.
from the front. From East Main Street, you have to go down that lane all the way to where the plant building used to be, and then there's no reason to go down there anyway.
Yep.
But that is actually on the back end of the property. You can see the building very clearly from Veterans Drive
Yes.
if you're going by there. But the Ohio South Central Railroad had that as kind of like a stopping point for cargo and like that, and they sold that to Her Foods. That was one of the Her Foods purchase. All that green in front of that building, and that's more territory than you think. I didn't get that much in the picture.
There's a lot of land
but
there.
20-some acres there, that's been purchased by Her Foods. And as Sam Brady told me in our press conference when I got all the material to write this up, he said he doesn't think Her Foods bought that to mow the grass.
I don't think they did.
Right. So, but anyway, they have all that land all the way up to the front where the restaurant is, the
Yeah.
Casa Grande restaurant, and some other frontage is on East Main Street where we could see more development, commercial development as well.
Sure.
So, because some folks were concerned about the commercial development up front, that could maybe stymie something in the back. Well, that didn't turn out to be the case at all.
Right.
So, so now we're going to go to another issue. This was discussed at the last Jackson City Council meeting, and this does affect a lot of people, Jennifer, and that is the high grass and weeds situation. Okay, and there's high grass and weeds everywhere, right? It's that time of year.
It is.
And it's been raining a lot, hasn't it?
It has
I
been,
mean,
yes.
what's one of the things you always hear? I gotta go home and mow the grass.
Yes.
Well, most cities, municipalities, governments have rules about high grass and weeds. You know,
Yeah.
you can't let it get out of hand. And it's
Right.
a little harder right now to keep up, I'll admit. But Jackson, the city of Jackson has a code enforcement officer who's pretty active. He sent out about 140 letters just a week or so ago to alleged violators. All right. And in Jackson, the rule is, and it can be different places. Jackson used to have a rule about how many times you mowed each year. Their new rule is the grass or weeds can't be more than 12 inches high. And so the code enforcement officer is supposed to watch this. I'm sure they get complaints, maybe, is how they find out about some things. But anyway, all these certified letters went out, but a lot of the grass has not been mowed since then because, you know, you got to give them time to maybe mow the grass or whatever. And they decided, the consensus was at the meeting between the discussion of the mayor, Evans, service director, Dave Swackhammer, and some members of council, that they maybe needed to do an adjustment because there is a little bit of confusion, you know, on first of all, is there a grace period for the people who are allegedly violating to remedy the situation? And if they don't, what's the penalty? The city does charge $250 whenever, you know, they have to go mow because somebody else fails to mow or didn't mow. And so they also have the legal power to assess that to a person's property taxes. All right. It wouldn't be probably the tenant, it would be the property owner. In some cases, of course, they're not the same person. But what they're leaning towards doing, I followed up after the meeting because, you know, they discussed it. There wasn't a lot of firm decisions. Mayor Evans said that they are definitely going to go a different route after this cycle. They're going to give people time to take action on their grass without doing any penalties. That's the last thing I heard anyway. But they're probably going to go to a different form of notification because the certified letters cost over $1,000 to send out. So there's some city expense involved there as well with 140 certified letters. A certified letter, if you don't know, is a person has to sign for it when they get it, the receiver. So that way you know that they got it. You know, they can't say it got lost in the mail. So that's why you do the certified letter. Of course, there's the expense involved as well.
Well, not just mailing it, but the manpower it takes to write the letters, to do the envelopes, to look up all the information and, you know, whatnot. This was a big endeavor for... Don't get me started.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. Well,
I'm just going to zip it.
Okay. Well, what they're going to do, Jennifer, is this was where Mayor Evans was standing the last time I talked to him. It's probably going to be more like a door hanger type thing where there's a notice.
That would make a lot more sense.
A notice placed on your door because, you know, they're inspecting your property anyway. There will probably be a period.
You're already there.
Right.
Just hang something on.
Right. There will be a period where, you know, you can do something about it. You know, 5 days probably minimum.
Yeah.
Probably 5 days. And then if they don't, you know, in the letter that people got, there was a threatened misdemeanor charge, a citation into court. And it is worse if it happened before a year ago or whatever, if you're on the books for that. It appears they're not going to do that. They're not going to do, even though it's on the books, they're not going to do a court citation. They will just assess the property.
In the letter, it says they can throw you in jail, Pete.
That's to the second violation.
Are you kidding me?
Well, the way I understand it, you know, nothing was done legislatively, but you know, the mayor is the administrator, and you know, they're the ones who do the enforcement right now. Randy Evans, and there's nobody higher than the mayor. His opinion right now is that they're not going to do the citations. They'll just do the assessments if you don't do it. And they'll make you, and they will perhaps even try to call you. That's a secondary thing.
Reasonable.
Right. And I don't know, you know, they may not always have numbers or whatever, but they're going to try to see that you are notified. But there is already a law there about high grass and weeds. Most property owners know that they have a responsibility there.
Yeah.
And so, this will not be so big a deal later on when the grass isn't growing so fast and it doesn't rain every other day.
Well, and that's part of the problem.
For instance, one of the things they talked about is what the city of Wellston does. And I didn't hear this firsthand, but I presume that this was communicated accurately to the Jackson city administrators. What they do in Wellston, they have code enforcement over in Wellston too. They check. And when they see, oh my gosh, this grass is too high, it's in violation. They confirmed it's in violation. They just go and mow the grass and charge you.
Okay.
or it gets assessed, one or the other. I'm not sure which they do, but they, first of all, they're going to charge you for their time. And they're
Well,
just going to do it. They're not going to wait for you to do it because you're already in violation. Dave Swackhammer thought that might be an option too. But where the city is where I think what Mayor Evans communicated to
I'm
me.
glad that they're being reasonable about it.
Right. Okay. All right. So, not the most exciting thing in the world, but it affects a lot of people.
Yes.
Not only now, but
Mow your
potentially
grass.
in the future. We'll have a story on that, by the way, encapsulating all that detail that I talked about in Saturday's edition of the Telegram. It will be online as well. Okay. We have a story out of Vinton County, a couple stories out of the Vinton County Sheriff's Office. There was a couple arrests made from episodes earlier in the week. One was on Sunday, May the 12th. That was last Sunday. Deputies responded to French Hollow Road in reference to a gun being fired at an individual. This was the report they received.
No.
The suspect who allegedly fired the gun was Monty Brown, age 64, of Londonderry. He was arrested after a brief standoff with deputies. So it did get a little tense there. He was later released to receive medical treatment and was transported by Vinton County EMS for that treatment. Charges were filed on Brown with the Vinton County Prosecuting Office. We should have a picture there, Dylan, of Monty Brown, if you can put that up there.
I'm sorry, I can't find that. I see two other individuals, but I do not see that.
Okay, you know what? You are right, sir. They didn't have a picture of Monty Brown. They just had his name. But the other two we do have a picture of. And I'll talk about them right now. This occurred on Monday on Sam Russell Road. Deputies went there to follow up on a theft investigation. But it turned into something else. As it turned out, Christopher Lamb, age 46, of Vinton, that is Vinton in Gallia County. This is always mixed up. Vinton is not in Vinton County.
Yeah,
the
you're
village
right.
Of Vinton is in Gallia County. It's on State Route 160 there between Holzer Hospital and Wilkesville. But anyway, Christopher Lamb was arrested, and so was Jalen Williams, age 27. She is from Wellston. They were arrested. The deputies went there to follow up on a theft investigation. Well, they ran. They fled. They tried to flee. However, the deputies were able to arrest them, although they attempted to flee. They also located narcotics in their vehicle that they were in. And so they were transported to Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail. There was no information given on whether there was what the charges were or may be, but they were the subjects of a theft investigation. There was narcotics found in their vehicle as well, and they were put in jail, so probably some charge has been filed there. All right, we also want to, since we were talking about the Sheriff's Office, talk about something that happened with the Sheriff's Office that is very good for the Sheriff's Office, actually, at the county level. The county commissioners at the last meeting, Red Thompson reported on this, and this was a big story on our Vinton County page or pages. The Vinton County Sheriff's Office authorized the purchase of 5 vehicles, 5 for the Vinton County Sheriff's Office.
Wow, that's a lot.
Now, you got to realize that the Sheriff's Office, 2 things about Sheriff's Office vehicles or law enforcement vehicles. They put a lot of miles on them because they go around a lot and they patrol a lot.
Correct.
All around a county. Secondly, sometimes, they're going fast in those vehicles. They're going in places where there's ruts and all like that. And so, it's not like
they wear out
it's
quickly.
not like your car and my car.
Yeah.
But anyway, they are having maintenance problems with some of the vehicles, and it's just like the decision that we have to make. When one of our cars gets older, we start to have trouble with it. Is it cheaper just to buy a new car so you don't have the maintenance problems? And also, there's safety issues perhaps involved as well.
Right.
So they authorized the purchase of 5 new vehicles, and they are all cruisers. They all are 2023 Dodge Charger models. That back of the head that you see there is Chief Deputy Aaron Irvin. He was the one who made the pitch to the commissioners.
Okay.
And the commissioners, all of them, tend to be real supportive of law enforcement in Vinton County, which is important in a rural, lightly populated county. A lot of people out there, living out on country roads and so forth. From the left, you have William Wellman, Mark Fout, and Tim Eberts. So that was big news out of the last Vinton County Commissioner's Office meeting. All right. We also want to tell you that the next meeting of the Oak Hill School Board is going to be Tuesday, May the 21st. Normally, they would have met on this past Wednesday, but they changed the meeting to the third Tuesday rather than the third Wednesday.
Okay.
And of course, this is the meeting where some of the folks who think that Coach Tyler Kratzenberg job should be saved, they plan to go to this
Kind of
meeting.
not
So-
scandalous isn't the word, but a lot of feelings about
Right.
that
Last
situation.
night they had a Save the Kratz barbecue down in Oak Hill,
Yeah.
which I understand was well attended. Also, the Vinton County Local Board of Education will be meeting on Tuesday as well, on Tuesday at the district office in MacArthur. That is a different date as well. So that's going to be this Tuesday, the 22nd. Normally they're meeting. I'm sorry, Tuesday the 21st. That is a regular date. I'm wrong. Oak Hill is different, but Vinton County moves their meetings around. So we wanted to tell you when it was.
Okay.
Also, tomorrow is Shred It Day at the Sylvester Memorial Wellston Public Library. Night horse shredding will be in the parking lot there at the library from 9 a.m. to noon. This is a free event. Individuals may bring up to 5 boxer bags for free shredding. How about that?
That's a good
This is
deal,
a free
folks.
community event. Donations are appreciated, but they're not required. It will be a drive-through event in the library's parking lot, once again, from 9 to 12 p.m. It is sponsored by the Gallia Jackson Meigs Vinton Solid Waste Management District. Do not forget that pre-sale ride passes are now available for the Oak Hill Festival of Flags.
Fun.
Very cheap. It's only $18. They can be purchased at the Oak Hill Village Building during regular business hours. Much cheaper to get a ride pass in advance
Yes, it
than to
is.
pay the full rate
Right.
on the day of the festival. And the festival, by the way, we'll be telling you a whole lot about that next week, but it starts on Friday and goes through Sunday.
Yes.
But we'll tell you
Lots
about
of
the
fun.
entertainment and the queens and the grand marshals and all like that. That is coming. Also, we want to tell you that we're running out of time, so I'm being judicious on what I'm telling you. We also want to tell you about a couple sports things, Jennifer. There was 3 tournament games last night that involved our local teams. 1 was good and 2 not so good.
Oh.
The Wellston boys baseball team did win a sectional championship last night at Wellston. They defeated Portsmouth West 2-1. And Logan Martin, who is Wellston's best pitcher, obviously pitched a great game, only giving up 1 run. Now, Logan Martin is also one of the valedictorians.
Oh.
So, I'm guessing that he's a smart pitcher as well as a talented pitcher.
There you
So
go.
congratulations to Coach Morgan Stevens, Logan Martin, and all the Rockets. Now, all they have to do, Jennifer, next Thursday is travel to the VA over in Chillicothe, the VA Memorial Stadium. That's all turf and all. It's a great place to play. They will be in the district semifinals against undefeated Wheelersburg.
Oh.
So that will be
no.
a tough game for them. They'll be
Yeah.
playing Wheelersburg, and but anything can happen in
Sure
a
can.
baseball game, and they have that opportunity. That will be next Thursday. Unfortunately, the Wellston girls softball team, who had been so
Oh,
good
man.
this year,
Yes.
they were upset in the district
No.
in the district championship game last night at Unioto. The score was 1-0.
Ugh.
And they lost on an unearned run, which means that an error led to the only run.
Ugh.
Colgrove, who was not highly rated as far as their seeding, kind of in the middle, they upset Adena their first game, and then they upset Wellston in this game.
Oh no, they're on a roll.
1-0. But some perspective. The Wellston girls softball team had one of the best seasons in school history, and that's saying a lot because that softball program is dynamite.
Very good.
22-2 final season record. They won 22 games in a row. They lost their first game against a very good team, and then they won 22 in a row.
Wow. Way to go, ladies.
Hannah Potts, their junior pitcher, she'll be back next year. She struck out 16 batters and only yielded 4 hits. The run against her was unearned. There is Hannah right there. Certainly one of the best softball pitchers, I'm going to say, in the state of Ohio.
Sure.
So I know that was a hard luck loss for the
It
Lady
is.
Rockets. We also want to congratulate McKenna Eberts. She is a position player. I think she plays the outfield for Oak Hill. There she is with a banner and a poster. And the reason that we took her picture is that she, not in this last game, but in a game not too long ago, she hit a home run, and that was her 19th career home run at Wellston High School. And that breaks the all-time Wellston softball record.
So cool.
Jenna Johnston, we remember she didn't play too long ago. She's playing college now.
Okay.
She had 18 career home runs, where McKenna now has 19.
Way to go,
and
girlfriend.
that's where she's going to finish because, they just had their last game. We also want to tell you that we want to congratulate, since we were on TV last on Wednesday, the Jackson Ironmen won a sectional championship. They defeated River Valley 7-0. And guess what? Gavin Jones, who is a junior as well, he is a dynamite pitcher. There he is. All he did was throw a no-hitter.
Oh, wow.
No-hitter. And Jackson scored all 7 runs in the 3rd inning, and that turned out to be more than they needed. They didn't score again, but 7-0 victory.
Hey,
and they will move on now to the district tournament next Monday, and they will be playing Athens High School over at Bob Wren Stadium on the campus of Ohio University. And guess what?
That'll be fun.
Guess what? We're all going.
Woohoo!
Pete Wilson and Dan Morrow will be there to call the action. Dylan, Hayden, and who else you got going?
Eric Landrum.
And Eric Landrum will be there on the streaming side.
Awesome.
So,
Love that.
by golly, we're going to travel and stay with the Ironmen until they lose. And now get this, they were the number 4 seed out of about 16 teams in the whole area. The number 1 team, who they would play if they beat Athens on Wednesday, they were upset earlier this week. So they're out.
Whoa.
They're out. So Jackson, as far as the seeding goes, they're favored to win on Monday. Now, you know how that goes.
Oh.
You got to win the game.
Yep.
But they would be favored to win again on Wednesday if you go by the seeding. But we've seen Jackson defeat a higher seed team. We've seen Jackson lose to a higher seed to a higher seed
Just
team.
one game at a time, Pete.
Right. You got to play the game, and it's one and done.
Yes.
But that's one of the things that makes the tournament so exciting and thrilling.
It does.
So that's it. I've run 2 minutes over. Are you mad?
Hey, no, I am not. I would never be mad at you, Pete.
All right. Okay.
Well, thank you for spending time with us this morning, and thanks to Jeremiah for stopping by. And there's just so much going on this time of the year.
And you probably hyped Armed Forces Day tomorrow.
Yes, we did. We already talked about that. And please get out tomorrow afternoon, Manpower Park. I think it's noon to 4.
Something that sounds
Something
about
like
something. I think the radio guys are going to be there doing a remote. And for Armed Forces Day, remember, this isn't just for people that retired from the military.
Nope.
It's really about current military.
It is, and just remember, this is for the entire community. You don't have to be in the military to even come and hang out. Bring the kids, free food, bouncy houses. There's going to be entertainment. It's just going to be a great day in the park.
Hamburgers and hot dogs as we're getting into picnic season.
Hello.
Come on, that's right. Go.
Yeah, get out there. All right, well, have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and we'll see you right back here on Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Watch the JHS Bass Fishing Team live on Main Street TV Facebook and Total Media YouTube on Saturday.
Here we have the big bass, another over 15 inches.
And this stream is brought to you by Clark Law Office, Iron City Pipe and Supply, Raccoon Creek Outfitters, Coad, Hothead Burritos, Honda Suzuki Polaris Can-Am of Jackson, Search, Mike's Bait and Tackle, Brown Brothers Lube and Oil, Village Haircutters Barbershop, and Mayhew Brown Funeral Home.